Hello my beautiful people, my beautiful mommies in the house. We are back to a fresh episode on the mistakes we make as married women. So today we'll be talking about losing our voice in marriage. Losing our voice in marriage. I'm gonna shout it and I'm going to hit the nail on the head in this video. So just chill. Let's talk about how women lose their voices in marriage and the consequences. So if you're meeting us for the first time, my name is Chex. I'm your humble lady on YouTube, and here we discuss everything that has to do with women, especially Christian women. So let's go into the video. You're welcome back, guys. You're welcome back. Losing our voice in marriage. That's a very common mistake that we make as married women, especially in this present age, and is affecting us all around. Like, it's affecting the home front, it's affecting our total wellness, it's affecting our growth, it's affecting the marriage institution as a whole. Okay, so but before I go deep into the topic, there's something I want to bring to your notice, or it's not like to your notice, but there's something I want to clarify or bring to your memory or awaken in your consciousness. I think that's the best word to use. There's something I want to awaken in your consciousness, and that is the mathematics that brought about that 1 + 1 is equal to 1 instead of 2. Okay, in mathematics there's never a time a whole one and a whole one will come together to make 1. It's not possible. The only thing that works is that a fraction from this will come and a fraction from this will come, and 2 of them will be joined to make a whole. That is to tell you that we don't come into marriage as a complete person. We come into marriage as a fraction. We come into marriage as somebody who needs someone to complement the remaining part of me, to make me whole, to bring that completeness, to give my life that fulfillment that I so desire. That is what happens in marriage. So we don't come into marriage like a very made person, like I am whole, I am okay, I don't even need anybody, but let me just do it for doing sake. That's not how marriage is contracted. If we really understand the mathematics and the fraction analysis that I just gave you, you will understand that you as a woman has a huge role to play in that union that you found yourself. So your voice matters a lot. So why lose it? Why suppress it? And why shut up? How did you even get to the point that you do not even air your view again in marriage? Or you do not contribute meaningfully to the growth of that union? I always like to give an illustration, and this one will come from the scripture. It's a part of the scripture and a story that we all know very well. The story of Ananias and Sapphira. Believe me, if one of them had, or let me just put it on the woman since we are talking about the women, because I know we all owe our husbands the honor and the respect and the obedience as should be. No doubt about it. But when they are headed in the wrong direction, you don't assume that your husband knows it all. The husband do not know it all. There's a reason why you came into his life. If he knows it all, there's no way he will get you involved, or God will get you involved in his life. Remember, the first reason why God made a woman was for companionship. It was after he has launched them into the garden that he now said, go ye there and increase and multiply. But the first thing that attracted the idea or ignited the idea of creating a woman was for companionship. Just like I was telling you guys, in the case of Ananias and Sapphira, the wife would have saved the situation only if he had called the husband to order in a very calm way. In a very calm way. I had to emphasize on that, because that your voice matters does not mean that you should start shouting on top of your voice or start disagreeing with almost everything that your husband is saying because you feel your voice matters. That's not what I mean. What I mean is this: when you know that the man is going at the wrong direction, that it is against the will and the principles of the Lord and of the union and of you as a person, because you matters too. You have to call him back to order and talk him through the decisions he's about to make. So that's it. So now let me tell you how we start losing our voice gradually. Number one is this: you are newly married and your husband brings up an idea of you not working. You have to stay back, and I'm just trying to give an instance. I'm not saying that is 100% obtainable in every home. No. So you guys are newly married and your husband comes back home and or comes up with the idea of you staying back and make babies while he goes out there to work and fend for the family. Beautiful idea. But you did not ask him, what about my extended families? I know that in some countries or in some continents that they do not care about the extended family, but here we practice extended family because your mom believes or your parents are looking up to you to take care of them when they are old. It's not a sin. Like, it's not a bad idea. And if you neglect them in their old age, I think it's actually a sin. So let's just balance it. I think it's actually a sin. So you on your own has to be responsible enough to make provision for them while they are aging. Secondly, you have siblings. You cannot run away from them, especially in an African setting. Okay, so they will always come in here and there in the picture, even while you are married. So have you asked this man, how are we going to balance this? Who takes care of my parents? Who takes care of my siblings? Or do you just say, yes, sir, or thank you, my Lord, I've heard you, my Lord? Then you now expect your extended family to understand, after all, I am not working. So nobody should expect anything from me. I am not working. You know, it's my husband that has been shouldering all the responsibilities. You know, it's this one and that one. And eventually, let me tell you what happens, because we are all human. Eventually, to get to a point that this burden will be too big for this man, and it's going to make you to shut up on the places or the areas or on the things that ordinarily you should have been bold enough, courageous enough to contribute at least your own idea in your own little way. But because you are not contributing financially, the man might not still want you to contribute emotionally or morally. So you've lost your voice in that area. You lost your voice when it comes to your parents. You've lost your voice when it comes to the choice of relocation. You've lost your voice when it comes to where to worship. You've lost your voice on the choice of school that your kids will attend. You're literally going to lose your voice on every single thing that matters to you if you do not stand your ground early enough to say, this is what I also want. Let's now come to an agreement and strike a balance between these values and our priorities. So don't lose your voice, sis. Your voice matters. When it comes to some certain decisions in the home, please do not just fold your hands and say, my husband said, and that is the final. Touch your neighbor and tell your neighbor, sis, do not lose your voice in marriage. Sis, your voice matters in marriage. Sis, play your role very well for the good of the union. So guys, that's all about this video. It's a very short one, right? Because I don't think there's much to say there other than the fact that you should not lose your voice in marriage. And until next time, guys, I remain Checks, and don't forget that I love you. See you guys in my next video. Bye.